Hello everyone, Warnerbeck here. I'm back again with another guide, and this time we'll be talking about my Sorcerer. Since my last video I have switched to Sorcerer. Switching from Shadow Chaser to Sorcerer was not an easy switch, and it took me a while to deal a decent damage on PVE. For PvP I find Sorcerer very good since we drain so much SP when paired with Dark Priest card. Your main skill Spell Fist don't require SP, so it's a good counter to the Dark Priest meta as well. Anyway, today I'll only be covering my PvE build. Before we get started, I also would like to congratulate the winners of the UFO mount from my last video. Alright, let's get started. For my stats, I have 99 Vitality for survivability, 99 Int for more SP and magic attack, and 99 Luck since I'm using Choice of Fate. For agility, you only just need to get 500 attack speed while in combat and you're good. Now for my skills, feel free to pause the video to copy my skills. Here are my manual skills. Here are my auto skills. For my vacuum setting, I have set it to option 1, so it only casts when not in Spirit Sync. Spirit Sync is when you achieve 4 orbs in your mana vessel. After that, you'll no longer be casting vacuum automatically. This will prevent your tune from spamming vacuum. The skill animation for vacuum takes so long, so you'll lose like 1 to 2 seconds in Spell Fist and auto bolts. When you're in Spirit Sync, you also have a 30% chance to auto-cast vacuum, but the animation of this auto-cast is quick. I found this to be the most consistent DPS in PvE after several testing. Next is going to be my equipped costumes. For my headgear, I use Reindeer Band as it increases my magic attack and skill damage. Low spend option would be Bunny Sheriff Hat. For my facewear, I use Tears of Foresight for more SP and elemental skill damage. For my mouthwear, I use Magic Thread for the skill damage. Low spend option would be Carrot Grape. For my backwear, I use Azure Melody. For me, this is a must-have backwear if you can get it. It gave me around 600 million DPS boost in PvE since it gives around 31% skill damage, which is huge. Low spend option would be Tome of Snow or Carousel Fantasy. For my costume, I use the new costume Pop Superstar from the Emoji Machine. I tried to compare it with Bunny Sheriff costume, but the damage difference is not that huge, and sometimes Bunny Sheriff out DPS Pop Superstar. I have a high int, and I get 10.3% skill damage bonus while using Bunny Sheriff, so that's probably why. Are you still using Bunny Sheriff? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now onto my equipment. For my weapon, I use Netherforce Staff since this gives me a lot of SP, plus 1 magic attack for every 10 points of max SP, up to 45k. I'm still far from 45k max SP, but after some testing, this gave me better DPS and PvE overall, and I don't have to switch to book. Majority of the difficult PvE monsters are large, and using a book reduces your damage by 50% to large enemies. Plus, the best divine armament for book on PvE is strategy, which gives you a lot of magic damage. But again, magic damage gives diminishing returns, so I'd rather use Netherforce Staff to give me more magic attack instead. My recommended substats for staff are Luck, Magic Attack, Int, and Agility. I couldn't get Agility, so I'm using Dexterity for now since it gives some attack speed too. For my armor set, I use Master of Magic since this gives me more SP, plus increase your skill damage the higher your max SP is. It doesn't really specify how much SP you need, but aiming for 45,000 is still ideal to maximize Netherforce. So Master of Magic is a really good combo. For my Radiant Ornament, I use Harmony on both. I've only gotten 1 Rage so far, so I'm still working on the other. Now for my enchants for my headgear, wings, and costume, I use Superior Magic Attack with substats of Int or Magic Attack for my facewear, mouthwear, and armor. I use PvE Technique with substats of Luck or SP. If you need more luck, you can use 3 lines of luck as well on one of these. If you don't need luck, then go for SP substats. For For my weapon and accessories, I use Magic Boon with substats of magic attack %. If you cannot get 2 lines of magic attack %, you can also go with flat magic attack and int. For my cloak, I use 3 lines of int. You can also get 3 lines of luck if you need more luck for Choice of Fate. For my shoes, I use 3 lines of luck since I'm using Choice of Fate. You can also use 3 lines of SP if you don't have max Choice of Fate yet. For my cards, feel free to take a screenshot of what I use and what I think would work great. Key things to take note of is anything that gives you more magic attack or SP. This is why I use 2 maxed carrot cards and 2 maxed Verus cards. For the weapon card, you can use size and race cards, or you can also use size card and highest general card. If you have one, you can also use time manager card since it gives a lot of magic attack. It gives SP consumption 10%, and the more SP you consume, the faster your mana vessel fills up. You want to consume a lot of SP fast so you can then use your burst skill Invoke Spirit. For the Verus Core basic skill, I recommend getting Holy Light Shield, Magic Wavelength Boost or Reversal, Momentum Management Module, Bloodthirst, Energy Storm Omnichip, Co-Processor Activation for CT and MA, and Core Overload. For the expert effects, I recommend the Fire, Cold and Lightning Boost Protocol, Prophetic Spell, Elemental Gloves, and Cosmic. I don't use Book for PVE, only the 2-hand staff. This is why I don't get Transcendence, since this only applies to Book. I do use Transcendence for PvP, so it's a must-have for PvP but not PvE. Try to prioritize Holy Light Shield and Momentum Management Module for the basic skill, and the Fire, Cold, and Lightning Boost Protocols for the expert effects. You can then just mix and match whatever you get. This is what I have equipped. For my Nebula Path, feel free to pause the video to copy. For my Astral Sign, I use Spirit Kin. Here are my sigils. I use Chaos Energy for my job sigil. I highly recommend prioritizing max choice up for PvE since this gives you so much stat and damage. Next priority would then be Soul Mark. If you do not have Impale, you can also use Berserk. Once you've maxed your sigils, I highly advise that you continue to keep your sigil fragments as it still gives you stats when you infuse them. I rarely sell any sigils, only when I'm diamond broke. For my offensive feathers, I use Day, Sky, Space, Time, and Devotion or Faith. For my defensive feathers, I use Light, Dark, Holy, Nature, and Truth. You can use Justice as well instead of Truth. For my mount, I still use UFO mount since it gives me attack speed and magic attack. Anything that gives you more damage would be great here. Here are my mount equip. I suggest focusing on the top 2, Dexterity and Sturdy Barding. Now for my Nexus engine, here are my modules. As you can see, I use a 5-5-2-1-1 green piece setup. This is because of the max SP it gives us, which converts to more damage. For the type B and A modules, I suggest going for %max SP. For the type E modules, get both flat and %max SP. For the Nexus skills for the type B and E, go for Adamancy since it will give you more SP. For my Nexus talent, I got Element Resonance, Element Amplification, Spirit Blessing, Elemental Shield, and Undaunted. Lastly, for my card deck, I use Minor Prophecy, Major Prophecy, and Mercy of Gefyon. I don't use Mark of Gulveig since it gives 40% magic damage at 15 stacks, but again, I already have so much magic damage to the point that it gives diminishing returns. I'd rather have consistent 20 plus stacks of Empower for more magic attack. Alright, now onto the damage test. That's it for today's video. Do take note that Sorcerer requires effort and investment to make it really strong, so if you're F2P I would highly suggest considering Warlock. I still think that Warlocks are stronger in PVE than Sorcerers, but it really just depends on the role you want to play. Always remember that this is a role-playing game, meaning you have to know your class's role, and there are different classes that excel on different gameplays. For instance, Shadow Chasers are very strong and easy to build for PvE, but in PvP, it requires a lot of effort and investment to make it strong and useful. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Share it to your Sorcerer friends too. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.